Hello, gorgeous Sagittarians. Welcome, welcome. I'm Emma. I'm here for your July 2021 reading, and I'm super excited to be here because I am a Sag as well. So we're here together, Sag. I am excited to find out what July is holding for us. I have simmered in Sagittarian energy prior to pressing record, and I've got a message that came up. As we travel through this conversation, I will pull another card to layer that, and I'll pull one card at the end for a relationship. So let's get going. I mean, the message that I had for July is free your feelings. And when I was tuning in, it felt as though there is huge encouragement around Sagittarius throughout July to actually allow the volume of feelings you've been feeling. It might be that through the last few months, or even the last year, your emotions might have felt bigger. Really quite big, really quite unpredictable, and perhaps they haven't been as easily contained as in previous years. You know, it might be that you have gone, oh my God, why can't I get on top of my emotion? Why is it so big? And I feel like there is this huge encouragement to free them and feel them. I don't mean free them in the sense of free them and let them go. I feel free them so you can listen to them. There is a reason you're feeling those big feelings at the volume that you are. And the key to some of the questioning that you have that's been going on and rolling over and over, I know with that Sag mind, there is that seeker mind, right? And so you've got all these questions and it's becoming slightly irritating at times that you can't find the answers because, I mean, that's so Sag. That's so Sag to go out on this quest to find the answers. But I feel like the solutions that you're waiting for are actually the emotion. They're actually the feelings. And by freeing the feelings and actually saying, this is how I feel. I'm going to be here. I'm going to listen. I'm not going to try and fix it. I'm not trying to take these feelings and reduce them. I'm not trying to figure it all out. I'm literally just letting all the feelings out. I feel like through that process, you will realize that actually the way forward is more obvious than you might think it is. I just felt like because some of the feelings are uncomfortable, you may be under the impression that they're wrong, or that you're off balance, or that you're not getting it right, or that these feelings are a sign that you've just got it completely wrong. And I feel like actually the feelings are the message. The feelings are your heart saying, I've got something really loud that I want you to hear. And actually it's through the listening and through the just letting it flow now that you might find actually I do know what I feel, and when I know what I feel, I know what I want. And I think just because perhaps some of these feelings have been so big and you haven't quite had the, okay, I'm feeling like I want this change, I'm feeling like I want this thing, I've got this dream, I've got this desire, but I don't have the hows, and I don't have the whens, and I don't have that information that will help me bring this into reality, that occasionally there's been a wanting to squash the feelings, right? If I don't have the answers, I don't want to feel it. If it's not going to help me, I don't want to feel it. If it's not going to get me anywhere, I don't want to feel it. But actually, now is a time that is coming where some of the ways forward are going to be very clear for you. There's opportunity coming in July. There's actually surprise opportunity. I got that. I got unexpected opportunity, unexpected, very surprising opportunities that actually allow you to begin taking tangible steps in the directions that you want, but you wouldn't necessarily feel the confidence of this because it's unexpected, because it's a surprise. You want to feel confident in taking that next step, right? But the feelings are what are going to allow you to take that, because it's going to seem out the blue. You might question, should I be doing this? Should I be going forward? Is this the right thing for me? But by allowing a free flow of those feelings, that is going to be your intuitive knowing. You've listened to the feelings. This has been going round and round in you for so long. How can you deny this next step? That's what's going to happen. You're going to go, how can I deny it? My feelings that I've been listening to have told me specifically this is what I want. And now that it's in front of me, I cannot deny it. But if you're squashing those feelings and you're ignoring those feelings, you're not going to have the same level of self-knowing and self-confidence that we know you want. You want to feel confident in taking the step. It's not that you necessarily need the confidence for the long-term plan. I don't feel like that's actually important, because as long as you feel confident taking the next step, and I think also feeling reconnected to your intuition, I think that's the big thing, isn't it? Feeling reconnected to your intuition, being able to trust your intuition. I think where some of the emotions have been quite turbulent and tumultuous, there's been that doubt in your intuition. And maybe it's because the spiritual community does suggest that your fear is not intuitive, right? Fear is fear. Fear is ego. Fear is not good for you. Fear is the very thing you don't want. But perhaps because the feelings have been uncomfortable, you've misinterpreted them as fear, when really that's your intuition. That's your intuition saying, I don't want this. I don't want that. I'm not into this. I'm not putting up with that. I can't live this anymore. I don't want more of this. And I think because it has been sort of with this hue of discomfort, right? Not hue. I was going to say, I was trying to sort of soften it. Actually, it's not been a hue. It's been really quite big, right? At times you felt very uncomfortable. And I think where it feels scary to feel very big emotions, you might have misinterpreted it as, I'm just so disconnected and in a place of fear. I can't hear myself. But if we were being real, I think all you're doing is hearing yourself, Sag. All you can do is hear you and feel you. You have this yearning for a fuller experience that is so big that we can all hear you, Sag. And I think what you'll find is by actually saying, this is not my fears, this is my heart, this is my heart, this is my heart. I think as these new opportunities arrive in July, you're going to have that knowing that you've been waiting for, that connection with yourself, that connection with your intuition, that connection with, you know, the mysterious unknown, whether we want to, you know, call that God or spirit or the universe or whatever it is. You're just going to feel reconnected in life in the way that you need, and you're going to feel more Sag again. And this is really powerful because I do think the time to move is coming. I think there may be a call to action in July. I feel like there may be a call to actually take the brave step into the unknown. And it will be brave. You know, you're not going in with huge confidence. You're going in with improved confidence. You know, it will be brave because actually you don't know the long-term story yet. You don't know what's going to happen next. You're maybe not feeling as confident as you could. It is going to require courage. It is going to require bravery. We only need those things when we feel uncertain. And yet you will just know that this is the right step for you. There is a brave step, a brave call to action that is the step you've been waiting for. And I feel like this is where you finally feel like, okay, I kind of think we're moving forward now. I kind of think things have changed. I think something has begun. And there will be this feeling of relief where you go, okay, I'm here. I'm about to step into my beyond. And that is brilliant. But it does require you now to just listen. Just free the feelings. I feel like because Sag can be quite a big and bold personality, many Sagittarians have heard through a lifetime that they are too much, that maybe they're a bit crazy. Sagittarians can be the receivers of quite a lot of gaslighting. So, you know, like the idea of you're too much, rein it in, you know, like you need to calm down. You're being too irrational. You're being too unpredictable. Calm down, calm down. I think that when you do feel very big emotion, it's quite natural to question whether that's okay. And whether that is useful, because everybody, well, not everybody, but lots of people may have suggested that it's not. And so you might have found that during your really big emotional phases the last few months, you felt the need to rein it in or get it under control, because in the past people have criticized your big emotion. But I actually feel like by allowing it just to have an outlet and just be really big and not be polished and not be attractive. Like, I can let my emotions out if I allow it to be attractive. Like, if I can articulate them in a way that's attractive, or I can make them useful and purposeful and say it's for growth. If you actually just let it out raw, not at other people, but just from yourself, right? If you just let it flow, I feel like you're going to feel better, but I also feel like you're going to feel free again. You're going to feel free. And I think you are going to see the world become free for you again. And that these pathways to charge onwards are coming. Like, you know, like that, obviously Sag is the centaur, right? And you need to be able to gallop. You need to be able to move. You don't want to be sat grazing for too long because you're going to get muscle atrophy. You need to be moving forward in life. It's that level, it's that feeling of momentum. And what moving forward looks like to you is different to other people, but you need the movement, the feeling of aliveness, the feeling of momentum. And I do believe July is providing that. I believe it's providing that. So I'm pulling a card just to layer the conversation, and I got the sun. And so obviously, like, I just feel like the world is coming to life again for Sag. But don't forget, Sag, that the world is so alive for you because of your own aliveness. Your feelings. Your feelings are what bring life to life. Like, I don't know why you'd want to reduce them or contain them or make them more controllable. Do you know, like, I think your feelings are what bring life to life. Feelings are the essence of our humanity. It's what make us feel alive. And I feel like by freeing your feelings, even the uncomfortable ones, is going to allow you to feel the freedom of the good feelings again. So all that vibrancy, that joy, that excitedness, that zestiness, that sexiness, that playfulness, that creativity, that connection, we're almost knocking down the dam and allowing your feelings to come to fullness. And the sun is shining for you again, and the sun is shining on your world, and it is back in the light, at least more than it was. So, you know, like, if you have been feeling like there has been more of you know, that dark night of the soul feeling, or some, you know, the feeling of being in the dark, in the fog, in like the clouds, of course, that overcast. Where is my sun in the sky? You know, like, I feel like whilst you may still experience some downtime in that way, you know, that clouds might come over sometimes. Occasionally there's going to be a storm. Sometimes you're not going to be able to see. I feel like through July, you should have a lot more light in your world, and you are feeling and you are seeing clearly. And it's going to feel like you're back. And that's a good feeling, right? So the sun for Sag, I think this is what you've been waiting for. This is what you've been waiting for. But please do free your feelings. And with that in mind, I mean, I always say, I've said it in every video, right? I've said it in every video I've recorded for July, is this can apply to relationships. So I'm going to pull a card for relationships. But if you want to, you could probably go right to the beginning of this video, re-listen to it, and apply it to relationship, and you will probably see it's relevant. Yeah, it's probably relevant. It's your theme. So, you know, it might be that by being yourself and being your full self, and actually not trying to rein yourself in and behave in a way that people have taught you is attractive, that you see your relationships going to a more connective and fuller level throughout July by actually showing up exactly as you are, rather than what you've been told you should be. You should see that your relationships actually feel more connective and feel more alive, and there will be a lot of opportunity in July for you to actually just be who you are without shame. We've got Temperance for relationships. And what I love about this is Temperance for me is actually a Sag card. Now, I don't know why. Is it that I've watched loads of YouTube videos over the years and they've told me this is a Sagittarian card? Or did I just pick it up on my own? I really have no idea. But I associate it with Sagittarius. So it's like one of my Sagittarian cards. And I think when we look at that in relationship, I mean, one, look at all the water here. I mean, water is emotion symbolically, and we have so much water flowing. So much water flowing. Oh, like, right, but we have, you know, with Temperance, we've got, you know, pouring that that cup from one cup into the other cup is actually sharing yourself here. You know, there is this sharing of yourself pouring from you into another. And that doesn't mean inflicting yourself on another. So, you know, like this isn't about putting all of you onto another person. This is about sharing yourself, not inflicting yourself upon, but sharing yourself with another. And I think actually having the living experience of that and experimenting with that and seeing how that makes you feel is going to be really productive for you. I think it's a time, you know, we do also say with temperance, you know, you've got this toe in the water feeling. And I think this is a time throughout July where you're actually seeing what that feels like for you by actually putting a toe in the water. Let's actually start sharing myself and see what happens. Because I think you may be pleasantly surprised that when you share yourself honestly, that you're not as rejected as you think you might be. I know that you may have experienced rejection in the past. I get that because you brought yourself out and people told you it was too much. But I feel like July is offering some very different experiences where you actually do show up as yourself. You do put it out there. You do gently at your own readiness with your own rhythm, share yourself and realize, actually, this is okay. Actually, this is better than I thought it was going to be. Oh, I'm allowed to do this. I'm allowed to be a feeling human being inside relationship. Well, that's new. And I feel like you are being able to share your emotion. It feels as though this is a very connective month for you. It's allowing you to feel connection through relationship. And it's because you need to be free in yourself, free with your expression, free with your thought, free with your feeling in order to feel connective. You don't feel connective when you're trying to rein it in. You don't feel connective when you're trying to squash it down and pretend you're something you're not. You need that freedom of feeling. And I think throughout July, you will find that there is new opportunity to show up as you are. Now, it might be that you're dating and you're about to meet people that actually want that from you. Maybe they've had pretenders in the past and they don't want a pretender. They want you exactly as you are. This is what they've been waiting for, is everything that Sag brings to the table. And I think if you're inside relationship, you've got the opportunity to, again, share your feelings and feel held and feel loved and feel received, and realize that actually it's when you're honest and when you're real that you feel most connected with your partner, and that you don't have to perform or pretend or to be seen as attractive, that you can be exactly as you are. And actually you're feeling Sag inside of relationship when you show up so raw and real. It gives your other the permission to do so. And I feel like you're actually going to inspire in relationship, but also bring life to life in relationships. So many people have experience of having pretend partners, right? And then they wonder why it doesn't feel alive. And I think the thing that Sag brings to relationship is that sense of aliveness, because you bring feeling, because you bring emotion. And I think you will be surprised with how people tell you this month that you brought their life to life because you showed up as yourself and because you allowed feelings. And I think realizing that you can be full of feeling and still have, not just still have, but actually definitely have connective, full, long-term relationship experiences that are suitable for you, that are appropriate for you, that are reflective of you, not how other people do it, but how Sag moves in the world. I think there's a lot of opportunity for you to really realize you can have that in July. So relationship is present for you. There are experiences happening that are real, not it's on the way. Like there are people for you to talk to. If you're single, there are people coming for you to have these conversations with and get in the practice of showing up. And I think, you know, there's a lot of opportunity here for you to get something real because you're being real. Because you're being real in July. And I think there is the possibility of unexpected people coming into your world that are ready for a Sag. And if you're inside relationship, it's just taking your relationship to even bigger co-creative places with co-creative possibility because you've showed up. So relationships are leveling up in July. Yes, they are going to new co-creative levels, Sag. Co-creating. That is definitely a theme. Like actual living the co-creativeness as well, not imagining it. Like actually living co-creative living in relationship through July, because you're being real, you're showing up. And I think that that is incredible. So it's quite a big, powerful month, right? I feel that. I feel like it's really big and really powerful. And it feels like about time. About time. Your stability is actually coming through the devotion to your emotional self. And that might be contradictory to what you thought it was going to be. I think you were told if you get emotional stability, then you'll have life stability. But I actually think your connectiveness to your emotions is the place you're going to find your stability. I think your stability is you being emotionally free, not emotionally controlled. That feels like big information, okay? So your stability and your satisfaction for living fully in this life is connected to your devotion to your emotional fullness, not your emotional control. I'm going to leave that with you. You can join me on Patreon. I post there every day. It's my little community. Please come and join me. I'd love to have you there. You can book in with me for one-to-one readings through my website. I'll pop links to both Patreon and my website in the description box, and I will be back for August. Enjoy the freedom of your feelings this month. See you later, Sag.